Hey guys, Anthony here, yet again. It's going quick today. I want to do a quick update based on some of the things that happened in the past 24 hours. One is the mnemonic, the words fix. In the other video I discussed, I can show you briefly, having the cool feature of having your rewards wallet or your pool stake wallet in Daedalus, so you can actually keep an eye on it as well. Now there was a little bug in that script, so CoinCashew, the gent that he is, updated it and came up with a fix as well. So I just want to briefly run through it and then also talk a little bit about my new setup, or the setup to be, it's almost completed. And also I want to go through a bunch of questions from the CoinCashew Telegraph. Just because they keep on coming back and it's tiring typing it in, so I can just put them into show them the video. So let's start with fix first. Let's do that. 1 second. Okay, so this is the original one. There we go. How to fix the mnemonic balance button. All right, so basically when we use the original script, the payment address and the base address were different. So as a result, if you go to your pool, this one here, and then check your payment address, you see I have a 104 there, because I fixed it already. However, this morning I had 59, right? So that's an issue. So just follow the instructions. Basically, with this little script, it will verify if you have that issue as well. And again, this is only if you use that mnemonic or the word thing to get your wallet into Daedalus. If you use the old method, you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. If you do have that problem, use the script and just verify. Now, on top of that, this script is actually pretty awesome because it will also show you all the delegators into your pool, and you can see then as well your total amount of ADA that is staked to your pool, which is cool to know. So I checked it on ours, and CNT is now at over 1 million ADA. Staked, which is awesome, especially if you think about we're only up and running for 2 days. So that's gonna grow. That's gonna grow over time, especially when we hit Epoch 2. Hopefully we can hit a 2 million or 3 million ADA mark and really be in the running to get you guys some rewards. So yeah, run the script and you'll get an output, and then go through the explanation. So basically, you can find your base address in that extracted pool keys that you've done before, right, in the previous tutorial, and then that address you can send some test ADA to it. When you send it to it, it should receive. So I can show you on mine. So what I done is I sent from a different wallet. I sent 10 ADA just to test to that base address, and it arrived in this particular wallet. So knowing that, okay, they are connected, they are there, it's just this pledge reward was 0, right? So doing that to the base address and then running the script again, I could see that my stake was then set to 10 ADA. So knowing if that works, then you're good to go. Then what you do is you open your original wallet again and just send to itself using that base address and send the full amount. And then what you'll see is you only see this transaction fee that was confirmed, but everything else remains the same. And then if you check your balance again, so you run this entire script again, then you're good to go, right? So then you're done, nothing to worry about. Can be stressful, I know, but anyway, that's it. Another thing about the setup that I wanted to share, and again, working with CoinCashew on testing this out a bit. One of the things that is being mentioned in a lot of the chats and the groups, and even in IOHK as well, is they are confused or they're worried of block producing nodes and relay nodes being on the same server. And of course it makes sense, because from a security perspective, at the moment we have the relay nodes and the block on one box. So if that box gets compromised, you know, and if you didn't get rid of your keys or anything else, you end up getting your pool being hijacked, for example. You don't want that, right? So just for security alone, it's great to actually start doing external relays. Meaning you're gonna set up your relays on a separate machine, separate server, and your block producer on one server with no relays, right? As a result, you have two servers, whereas your relay server is the one that's gonna talk to outside, right? Whereas your block producer is only gonna talk to your relay. So in my scenario, and you can see it here on the IP addresses, right? I started with 3 nodes because this is a very beefy server. Because again, I noticed, and we'll talk about it when we talk about some other issues we saw, this is working very well, right? So this here, the 303 one, is the one that has been running originally for a long time. Or for a long time, we're talking about since hard fork. So it has processed already 418 transactions, it has 17 pairs connected. And then these two are little test boxes. So they're all connected, they're all talking to the block producer, but of course they're all in the same box. So I use EC2, Amazon. So I set up a secondary box, which I'll open up here. It's these guys here. And these are the ones that are on a separate machine, and they are talking directly to the block producer via a internal network address. So it's not a 127 address, because that's the local host, it's really a local machine, but it's an internal LAN address in a sense. And that's they can talk to each other, because I set both of the boxes up in EC2 in the same subnet, so they are able to communicate. Now we can see here that the 172, that's my other relay node on the original server. And if we look at our block producer, you can see these 127 ones, 1, 2, 3 represent 1, 2, 3 represents those 3. Whereas the 172 ones, and again these are internal IP addresses, they actually talk to the external relay node, right? So what I wanted to do is get everything up and running. So I actually migrated them step by step. And then once the new server is connected to the topology updater, and I can actually get a whole bunch of pairs connected, then I can swap them over, and I can swap them over, minimize downtime, because I don't like downtime at all. And especially once we start getting blocks minted, you don't want to have your server any downtime, right? It is an impact. It has an impact. So that's something that we're doing. CoinCashew has been making a tutorial on it that I've been testing out, and hopefully he's going to release it soon, so everybody can try if they have the resources, because of course an additional box is an additional spend and an additional maintenance, right? So, but for me it's great because of course we want to make sure that the CNT network is up and running, is strong, is best of class. So happy with that. Then let's have a quick look at the Telegraph, because there were a couple of questions that were very interesting. Telegraph, there we go. Let's open up CoinCashew and I'll slowlight it. So, all right. So, actually no, that's the wrong one, sorry. There we go. So, oh no, still not right. Sorry. That one. Are we good? Yeah, very good. Okay, so a couple of questions that came up yesterday. So, first of all, let's look at the scary looking one, which was images. There we go. Oh, no, that's not it. It's also scary. Oh, it's not scary. Yeah, Here you go. So this one here, and we've seen a bunch of people having that same issue. Maybe I have a nicer screen. Yeah. So basically, they see this, nothing else, right? Now the nodes and everything is working. It's just the live view isn't appearing. So I had similar issues where nodes were killed automatically, or killed out over time. And most likely this is in relation probably with the performance of the box. It might be running, or might be struggling getting everything loaded up. So what we've seen, and again there's no real solution yet, but what we've seen so far is people with a bigger spec server, so we're looking at 4-core 8 to 16 gigabytes style setup, they don't see that issue, right? So same for me, since I moved over to the bigger setup, haven't encountered this issue. And it's in combination with the topology updater, right? So that script that gets you all the pairs connected to your nodes, it seems to be in relation that it's getting either too many connections or something is happening. I would suspect that there's going to be a fix coming out for this, in the node. So, but for now we just have to, either scale up the box, try again, or wait for a fix to come in. There's nothing else really that we can do about it. Let's see, another one that we saw was in terms of the topology updater, right? So keeping in mind, if you're going to use that script, it's going to take 2 pings to that original server for you to actually be allowed to pull the pairs down, right? So and that's to avoid people to constantly pulling in thing, and then their server themselves is not going to be up, right? So just use your cron job, and then let's have a look at this box here. So if we look at the logs, so this is the no box. All right. So nice to meet you, and then 1 request per hour. And the reason it says that is because I started it at 6:40 and then 7:22. So there's no hour in between. Now the cron job will run automatically at 7:22 again, but let's just run it manually then for now. Updater. Okay, so because we say welcome to the topology, now we're actually able to pull the topology. So while we're at it, we might as well try it out. So servers are still up and running. Again, these are just my relay nodes, so at the moment I can play around with it a bit. So let's pull them down. All right, so let's have a quick check to see if they're there. All right, they're there, and you can see these are the 2 local ones, and this is then of course the internal block producer one, and another internal relay node, but on the other server. But anyway, they're up and running, so let's stop it. Okay. Sometimes, by the way, if you have double sessions, you might want to double check, to do the stop relay again and make sure that it says relay node is not running, right? Because I noticed on the other one, if you stop your stake pool, and you can stop it again, and you can stop it again until like 4 times, and then it says it's not running. Okay, so now we started, and let's have a look if we're still able to connect or see the same issue. Yeah, so it's still working, but now we should have the whole bunch of the additional pairs coming in. Now again, it's going to take a little bit. Oh, also, by the way, if you're going to go for external nodes, what I would recommend, get them on the same, let's say EC2 or Google Cloud setup on the same network, and then you can actually transfer the database over from the other one, so you don't have to wait for the whole sync. And just stop one node, zip up that database, and send it over to the other server via SCP or something like that. What else do we have? I think, yeah, there's one. So Dutch pool here, they were talking about what happens if I use the 15-word dataless wallet. In the Nume, I can't restore this wallet, only 12 to 24 words. So the 15 words is associated with the Yoroi wallet. I had the same issue, exactly the same. I generated a word using the wallet generator. So what you need to do is restore a Yoroi wallet, and it could be the Yoroi normal wallet or the Yoroi ITN wallet. Either of those will can work, and then you should be able to get it in Daedalus, right? So that works as well. So what else do we have? This is all blah blah blah. It's great to see these guys. You know, they come in, same like myself. They come in with zero knowledge, and you know, with the help of others, they're helping each other as well now, which is awesome to see. And that's something that, you know, that Cardano is about as well. I think their community is really strong, because of course, for all the hate that it's getting from Ethereum holders and all those other guys, they're still, you know, they don't care. They don't care about how much it's worth. They care about making this successful and making this work. So it's very cool to see. Yeah, I don't think there's any much more. Mnemonic saying we already discussed that. Yeah, this is a pretty cool tool to check out as well. Again, I don't know how accurate it is, but you know, it's a reward calculator. Right, so reward for 1 block. So this is the current standard. You keep it the same. Now set this to your pool margin. So at the moment, so we are at a very low pool margin of 0.7%. And you can see the difference, right? So if the pool margin is 5%, then the delegated reward is just under 90. So 8-9, and then if it's 0.7%, you know, you get 4,000 or 5,000 ADA more, right? So a big difference. So assumed block produced in Epoch 1. Now again, this is based on 100 blocks produced, and then total stake pool reward. So interesting little calculator. It's a little bit simpler than the one from IOHK, from Cardano itself. It's a little bit clearer. So yeah, have a look at that. It's an interesting setup. I'm sure rates will go down, because I base my rates on how much the server costs. Right? So the EC2, and of course we went for the extra large, high availability one with increased SSD and write performance on a 5 GB network. So ours are expensive, and now we have 2, so we're looking probably at $300 monthly for the server alone, right? Now my time is free, because of course this is a passion project, and for me success is enough reward, so that's why we put the stake pool margin as low as we can as well. I don't see the logic of you know, putting it high. I see some guys commenting, oh, there's a lot of guys undercutting the margins. They're saying, you know, they're going cheap, and you know, it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, because you have guys that have 2.5 million, 5 million ADA already as a pledge. You know, they have everything there already, and then they, on top of that, they'll charge 5% additional margin. Nah, that's not correct. I think if you are holding such a large share already, you know, make your margin small. Let everybody benefit. You know, I don't think if you already are able to pledge personally 2.5 million, you don't need more, right? Or at least you don't need additional more. So, but anyway, the good thing is, as I said before, CNT is really getting some great pledges. Pretty organically. You know, we haven't done much marketing or anything actually on it. It's just really based on community and seeing the work that we put in, and you know, so I'm very positive of that. And of course, our infrastructure is actually top notch. So anyway, then what else did we have? This blah 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 blah. Yeah, I would definitely say, you know, have a look at those external nodes. I'm gonna put on a little poll as well on the various groups, just to see how everybody thinks of what is going to have an impact on your rewards, because Daedalus, for example, we go up and down. Now we were, let's see, 49. Yesterday we were 1, and then we went go for 320, so all the kind of stuff. So here it goes. See, I wasn't lying. It's actually one. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. So yeah, I don't know what the impact is. We're gonna see in 2 months, but yeah, I think that's it. Just to say, guys, feel free to join on the CoinCashew.com chat. There's some great guys there, very friendly in terms of asking questions. Whereas the bigger groups, they can tend to ignore any beginner questions. Here, you're more than welcome. So, all right, thanks again, and talk to you soon.